चीनी मत खाओ, fruits मत खाओ, चावल मत खाओ, roti मत खाओ. Diabetes becomes like a life statement, doesn't it? Now, pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes can very well be managed if not completely reversed. Yes, you can get off your medications completely with type 2 or pre-diabetes. And we've seen a lot of clients, hundreds in fact, across the globe when we work with them. Type 1 diabetes becomes a little bit more tricky, but managing type 1 diabetes is even more important than type 2 diabetes. Diabetes keeps you open to other lifestyle diseases, other autoimmune diseases, thus taking control of your health becomes very important. Now, mostly we look at diabetes management in the terms of nutrition management. Don't eat this, don't eat that. But diabetes is so much more than that. It's lifestyle management. What are my top 3 lifestyle tips for diabetes management? Let's dive deep into this and understand this in perspective of your health. Number 1, time restricted eating, eating within a certain window. Do I really mean intermittent fasting? Could be a form of intermittent fasting, but what I really mean is making sure that your heavier meals or heaviest meals are in the first half of the day and not the second half of the day. Now, diabetes means insulin resistance. That means that particular hormone in your body which is responsible to break down your blood glucose and convert it and store it as something called glycogen is not working properly. In case of type 2 diabetes, you do have insulin made in the body, but for some reason that insulin is not able to convert that glucose and store it as glycogen. That's why you have high glucose levels in your blood. And when you have high glucose levels, you could also be at the risk of coma and death. I have written detailed blogs about diabetes management, type 1, type 2, both, and why there is a sudden rise of diabetes in India below. I'm going to link them for you to go back and read them. But for me to help you understand time-restricted eating, this much of science is important. Insulin resistance, if not controlled, can make your diabetes worse. How do you control insulin resistance then? Our bodies are biologically built for you to be able to break down food easier in the morning half versus in the second half of the day towards the evening. As the day progresses, as the sun goes towards setting, we also tend to start moving towards insulin resistance, making it harder and harder for insulin to do its job. Now, let's say you're eating a slice of pizza. If you eat a slice of pizza in the evening times, you might get twice as much of a blood glucose spike than the same exact slice of pizza, same exact calories, same person, but you eat it in the first half or morning half, like for breakfast. So as part of this lifestyle change, one of the things I suggest my clients is making sure that your heavier meals are breakfast and lunch, and you restrict your time of eating post 7 p.m. Don't eat anything post 7 p.m. Your body is having a difficult job breaking that down. Make sure that the heavier meals are in the morning, and as you go towards evening, just switch to soups, boiled vegetables. You don't need as many calories as you think you do. Number 2, the second most important lifestyle change. Schedule a stress-free hour. I could say meditation. I could say breathing exercises. I could say going out and playing with your kids and your grandkids or even a pet. Any form of activity that helps you go towards a stress-free zone. Yeah. You have to schedule this. It's not that I'll do this from tomorrow onwards. It's not going to happen if you just plan it. You really want to schedule a particular time of the day where it is your stress-free hour. And again, something that's easier done in the morning when the world is still sleeping and you have time to yourself. There's not a lot of distractions around you. But stress-free hour scheduling is very important because this helps you not to raise the stress hormone cortisol. Excess cortisol, stress hormone activity in the body, is also linked with insulin resistance. You see, excess cortisol disrupts your gut health, disrupts your gut lining, and the gut lining, when disrupted, leads to something called a leaky gut syndrome, and that is strongly associated with insulin resistance again. Schedule 1 hour, one entire hour of the day where you mentally, physically decide that you're not going to take stress. This can become much, much hard in today's generation when we are constantly surrounded by, things that are triggers. Like an email can be a trigger, a fight with a spouse can be a trigger, anything, a notice, bill payments, so many things are constant triggers around us. Even if it means turning off technology, turning off your phone, turning off your laptops and keeping everything aside and having that 1 hour to yourself at the end of the day where it is your stress-free hour. makes a huge difference in terms of how your blood glucose spikes for the rest of the day. You want to start including this if diabetes management is your focus. Number three, most important one, don't fear carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are your healing food. They are not the food that cause diabetes. They actually are the foods that help you fix your body. I'm going to explain a little bit of science again for you to be able to understand this. Carbohydrates are subdivided into three parts. You have something called resistant starches, the kind of carbohydrates which are found in sweet potato and sweet corn and lentils and pulses. You have fiber, the kind of carbs which are found in fruits and vegetables. And then you have sugars, simple sugars like table sugar. Sugars are the ones you want to avoid. You don't want to be avoiding resistant starch and fiber. Resistant starches and fiber is what goes and cleans up your body. They are responsible to reduce something called the intramyocellular fats, or the fats which basically surround your cells, which do not let the insulin do its job. And unless this cleaning mechanism is not happening, you will permanently be in an insulin resistant state. So make sure you're eating a lot of whole grains. By whole grains, I mean like brown rice, whole wheat chapati, quinoa, buckwheat, lentils, pulses, any kind of millets like bajra, jowar. All of these are very, very healthy for you. Vegetables and fruits. The kind of simple carbohydrates or processed carbohydrates you do want to stay away from is sugars. Sugar, jaggery, honey, table sugar, even maida and things like, which are very simple to digest for the body. You don't want to eat that. But anything which is high in fiber and resistant starch, the more you're avoiding it, the worse you're making yourself in terms of insulin resistance. They are the one who do the cleaning job. I do have a detailed 6-week diabetes management program where I discuss 12 specific targeted lifestyle changes in depth and how these lifestyle changes alone can help you reach a state of reversal. Nutritional changes are just one part of lifestyle changes, but lifestyle changes is so much more than that. Really hope this video helps you, and really hope that you also find more resources below to go and do further research. Hope this helps. Bye.